Tantra tried to take this energy up. When this energy goes up, then an implosion happens to the body.
So, what are the different paths to enlightenment? We've got Tantric path, the yogic path. Could you elaborate on different paths that you're aware of?
There can be as many paths, as many human beings on this planet. Path can never be repeated. There can be no second Buddha. There can be no second Osho. There can be no second Krishna. Krishna is Krishna. Buddha is Buddha. Everybody has his own path. We cannot follow anybody. Following is an imitation. Enlightenment is always first-hand experience. It has nothing to do with the second-hand experience. Buddha may have been enlightened under the Bodhi tree. After the departure of Buddha, millions of people have been sitting under the tree. But nobody became enlightened. So enlightenment does not have any criteria, does not have any following. If you become enlightened, it will be simply your way. It will not be a repeated way at all. Even if you go through yoga, through meditations, through yantras, through mantras, it is simply an attunement with yourself. Once you are attuned with yourself, then you are attuned with this whole globe, with this whole cosmos. Because enlightenment is a technique in which you drop your drop into the ocean. So you become the ocean itself. The drop, identity, the form, the shape, the name, the religion, the country, everything disappears, merges into one. And when this unity happens, it is enlightenment. It may happen through yoga, it may happen through any path. But it will be simply your path. Because we are all different. It is impossible to find two people alike. They may look like from the face, from the eyes, but the mind may not be it may be different. Sometimes mind may be the same, but something here or there will be definitely different in two different people. So there is no repetition in the nature at all. So how there can be the following in one path? There has been two kind of paths in the whole world. The path of love and the path of yoga. On the path of love, we have Christianity, we have Islam, we have Judaism. On the path of yoga, we have Taoism, we have Zen Buddhism, we have Buddhism, we have Jainism. On the path of yoga, it is a journey from self to self. It is a journey of alone. If you will commit a sin, it is you who will wash it out through your own virtues. Nobody else is responsible for it. You have to wash them yourself. But on the path of love, you are millions of people together. There is somebody, it may be in the invisible form, to whom you love, to whom you trust, to whom you surrender, to whom you become available. It can be a god, it can be anything. So the path of yoga has been bit difficult way because it is the path of discipline. You have to discipline the body. It takes a lot of years to discipline the body. When the body is disciplined, then you have to discipline the mind. When the mind is disciplined, then the yoga will start working on your body, will start working on your mind. So the body, mind, and the spirit, they are attuned together. When they are attuned together, the enlightenment may happen to one. But on the path of love, you have to simply surrender. There is somebody who is looking after you. A trust is created in you. So Buddha, after the departure of Buddha, the Buddhism was divided into two parts. It is the same among the Hindus. When the Upanishads, the ancient scriptures of the Hindus, when their message was really hidden, then the whole Hinduism was divided into two parts. The devotion, prayer, in which we have a temple, and the path of yoga. But the path of yoga or the path of discipline has been very dry because it is a journey of alone. Nobody is responsible with you. Nobody is going to walk with you. This is what Buddha religion, they call it Hinayan, the boat of one person, in which you have to travel this whole globe in your own boat of life. Another is known as Mahayan. Maha means great, Yan means the boat, in which hundreds of people can be together. So this path became more popular in the world. The path of devotion, the path of prayer, the path of churches, the path of temples. But the path of yoga, of renunciation, could not become very popular in the world. It became popular only among the people, those who were really very much determined for their self-search alone. Those who never wanted the crowd to be with them. So it was not very appealing to the people. That is why Jesus brought the message of love. Krishna brought the message of love. But Buddha, Mahavira, Lao Tzu, or Zen masters, they brought the message of yoga. But yoga path, it is not meant for the people, those who are without will. For this path, you need a willpower.
Would you say that that comes from
Yes.
an experience?
Yes. To
Which
discipline the body, to discipline the mind, to create an awareness. It is tough. So the path of yoga is not very appealing to the world. Because on the path of yoga, you have to be also a celibate. It's the path of brahmacharya. You have to control, you have to discipline the body. Because the scientists, they say that 69% cells in the human body are the sex cells. So this energy is jumping within you. It is exploding. And the world knows only one passage, that is down. The world does not know the other way of bringing it up. Yoga tried to take this energy up. Tantra tried to take this energy up. When this energy goes up, then an implosion happens to the body, not an explosion. Explosion is always outer. There is sound and there is also two-ness. When it explodes, then it creates. Because in every explosion, the creation is hidden. So when the energy goes down, it creates the world. But when the energy goes up, then you have an implosion. In this implosion, your energy does not go out. It remains within you, and through your psychic centers of the body, it goes up. There are only two paths. Whether we want to go down or we want to go up, it is our own decision. The whole world, we are all standing simply on one step. Whether we want to go from this step down or we want to go up. So those who go down, they remain with the world. But those who go up, they become religious. This is only the difference. But this path of celibacy, if the celibacy is based on disciplining, on suppression, on repression, it is not a celibacy. Because this energy may come somewhere else. It may go somewhere else. If you suppress it too much, a certain neurosis will be created in you. So Tantra, especially in the path of love, devotion, or surrender, they never controlled it. The flow, if it wanted to go down, it went down. If it wanted to go up, it went up. It was simply an individual decision where he wants to send it. So the path of yoga was a little dry. Whatever yoga is prevalent in this century, whatever is happening in the name of yoga, it has really nothing to do with the real yoga. It is a yoga of fitness. It is making your body fit, but it is not transforming you at all. You might have come across, I have an opportunity to come across with many yogis, still there is anger in them because they have been suppressing it. So this suppression, this repression, it comes out in the form of hate, it comes out in the form of anger, it comes out in the form of ego. So it has millions of ways to express. It's not a natural way. So Tantra denied this path because it is the need of the body. If you do not taste whether the sugar is sweet or savory, how can you say? What in the world, what is happening? We always, whatever we listen, we take it granted. Or whatever we read in the holy scriptures, we take it granted also. It is not your experience. It may be the experience of somebody else. So it cannot become your path. That's why the world is not serene. We are imitators, followers. For the bliss, for the happiness, your own experience is needed. Yes, the second question.
Um,
Tantra is not a religion at all.
no.
Tantra is a way of life. The day we are born, from that day Tantra begins. Tantra teaches you three dimensions of life. First dimension, we are the body. We are friendly with it. We live in it. So the first thing, if the journey begins from this temple, we have to know this temple. We have to be aware with each action which comes out from the hands, from the legs, from the eyes, from the ears. We have to be aware with all these actions. And once you are aware, you are attuned with the body. So the first stage of Tantra, that you have to prepare the body. You have to make your body very receptive. You have to allow the body to function as it should function. You have to allow the ears to listen what they want to listen. You have to allow the eyes to see what they want to see, not what you want to see, not what you want to hear. You have to allow the feet to take you wherever they want to go. Buddha used to call it an state of tathagata. If the wind comes from the east, the grass goes down to the west. If the wind comes from the west, the grass goes down to the east. Both down to the east. It does not have his own willpower. It moves with the wind. This is what we call surrender. This is what we call trust. This is what we call transparency. We have to accept as the things are happening to the body. Once you accept it, then there will be no space in your life for a judgment. You cannot pass on judgment to anybody. You are responsible only for yourself. You are not responsible for others at all. You cannot say he is a bad man, he is a good man. Who the hell you are to say that he is a bad man? The divine is accepting him as he is. We are not higher than him not to accept him. So we have to welcome everybody. We have to receive everybody. When the body is receptive, when the body is prepared, then it knows to whom it should receive, to whom it should not receive. If the body does not like a particular person, the legs will not go to him. The legs will turn on the other direction. It is not you who has decided. It is the body. Because the other body which is in front of him has some negative energy in it. And when this positive energy body goes near him, it starts shaking. So it changes the direction. But it does not mean that energy is bad. It is not of your path. It is of a different path. So Tantra says when the body is prepared, then each action which comes out from the body, for example, you are eating, you feel the fingers, you feel the food which you touch through your fingers. When you take the food on the lips, you feel the food on the lips also. When it goes down through your throat, you feel until it goes down. It is an awareness to the body. Second thing, Tantra says that attune the mind. When body is perfected, when body is prepared, mind has to be prepared. You are eating, the same time you are thinking about this tree, thinking about him, thinking about you, planning inside. You are not eating at all. You are eating what we call a yantravat, mechanically, like a robot. You switch on the button of the mind, the hand takes the food, pours the food. You do not feel the love in the food of a person who has made it. You do not feel any energy in the food from the fingers which were rolling the chapati. So when the mind is ready, then it is more psychological, more poetic, more poetic. But it is little bit higher than the body. That is why Hindus have really divided that there are three stages in each action which comes out from our body. One action is yantra, like a machine. You push the button of a machine, make it on, and the machine starts working. Because this is after all a machine. Second is stage what we call is mantra, mental. It is little bit higher than the physical. When you arrive on this, then you feel little love also. You become more close to the heart. You feel the food. You feel the love in it. When you have perfected the state of the yantra, the state of the mantra, then you enter into Tantra. And whosoever has entered into this yantra, into this state of Tantra, they can say that Annan Brahmam. Food is the divine. You are just putting the divine within you. The whole love you are showering on your body. When this stage happens, then there is no difference between you and the soul existence. This is the God who is telling the feet to go there, who is telling the eyes to see, who is telling the ears to listen what they want to listen. You are nobody there. You are completely. So Tantra has divided the awareness into three stages. It has been really the greatest experiment which was conducted on the human body. But from the body itself. In Tantra, there are no scriptures, there is no techniques. Once you are in your total spontaneity, if you are totally adventurous, standing on the abyss, You may go down or you may go up. So Tantra has been something only for the courageous, not for the weak people, those who are ready to risk the life. So it has been not very appealing to the world. Even in medieval period, it is said that there were hardly 5-7% tantrics in India, because it is a path, a very rebellious path. It is a very anarchic path. No traditions, no customs, no following, no religion, no scriptures. Let these sculptures burn. Burn them. You have to follow your own path. You have to create your own scripture. You cannot reach anywhere through the informations, through this knowledge, vast knowledge which is available into Vedas, into Upanishads, into different epics, or in the Bible, or this or that. But there are very few people, those who are really religious. We are also called religious. We are following the traditions. And these traditions have created a big violence in the whole world. The historians, they say that in the history of 5,000 years, there has been 3,200 wars. 3,200 wars. Out of 3,200 wars, 2,500 were religious wars. Rest of them were to enhance the territories, to make the world slave, to dominate, out of desires to extend, to expand. But 2,500 has been religious. Every religion in the world is telling my flag is higher than your flag. And these flags have really created a big turmoil in the human consciousness. So religion, there cannot be a religious. Everybody is a religious, a born religious. But religion always moves, the so-called religions moves with the mob. They are based on mobocracy. If he is following, then there should be some truth. If 20,000, if half of the world is following Jesus, there is something in it. It is not your experience. It has been told by your parents, it has been told by your neighbors that this path is the best path. It is not you who has decided. Even we don't decide the name. The name is given by the parents. The habits are given by the parents. The discipline is given by the parents. Tantra says, leave the child in its anarchic way. If he is touching the fire, okay, you have to tell that your fingers will be burnt. Because he does not know. He does not discriminate between the fire and the water. So you have to teach certain important things. But the rest of the things we have to allow. Somebody was making an experiment in Germany on 300 children from 3 years to 5 years children. And he has found it out that the children were only eating that what the body wanted to eat. When they were sick, they will reject a particular food because it was not good for the body. If they will eat that food, the body will become more sick. There was nobody to tell them. They were listening the language of the body. They were more close to the God, more close to the nature, to themselves. So Tantra says that respect the individuality, allow everybody to grow the way they want to grow. Don't give them many suggestions. Don't give them many advices. We always want to make them something what they are not. That is why there is so much unhappiness in the world. An engineer is not happy, a doctor is not happy, a lawyer is not happy, a rich man is not happy. Something is wrong in the whole system of the society.